Hello, my name is Jedediah Brown, and today the album that I will be talking about in my podcast is Love and War by Tamar Braxton, who is the sister of the famous Tony Braxton and also the wife of the music mogul Vincent Herbert, who has discovered talent, well, not discovered, but managed talents such as her sister Tony Braxton, and also has discovered talents such as Mindless Behavior and Lady Gaga, and the list goes on, etc. Yes, Braxton's album Love and War is based on exactly what the title says, love and war and the ups and downs and trials and tribulations of loving someone, going through many different phases of feeling like, I love you, I love you, I love you, and then times where she just wants to be her own person and enjoy herself as uh, the young, vibrant woman that she is. And this album is very R&B rooted. It has traditional R&B tunes and melodies and grooves, I guess you can say. And very inspired by her marriage. She says the single is very much inspired by her marriage to Vincent, and how they have their ups and downs, but even in love and war, she still wants to stay when everything turns hell. She still wants to be there for him. So it's very passion filled track, and she sings it with a lot of emotion. And this album is recorded with a lot of her emotions because she has been wanting to record an album now and have a solo album for years. For many years, she sung background for her sister, Tony Braxton, and now she just wanted this album to just take her career to the next level as a soloist. Artist and repertoire, the A&R of this album's jobs and duties, mainly to record this album and to get the tracks also produced and things of that nature, get writers to write songs and all of those great things. And in this case, Vincent, her husband, acted a lot as her A&R, along with the help of his friend LaShawn, who is an well-known writer who has wrote a plethora of songs for Destiny Child, uh, Michael Jackson. I mean, the list goes on. And he's worked also heavily with the producer Rodney Jerkins and his brother Fred Jerkins, and they basically got made sure that this album was recorded. What I felt that could have been done differently and could have been enhanced and improved is that every song on this album should have been as strong as some of the as strong as the singles that were released. I was a little bit disappointed because the consistency um with the singles were so strong, and they were so great and well put together, and I felt like the rest of the album just kind of like fell apart after that, but there were about a good strong 5 songs. So on the artist repertoire, the A&R part, I felt like they could have put a little bit more time and thought into the rest of the tracks following the hit singles. Business affairs. Business affairs job is to look at Tamar's career, which he has also starred on WeTV's Vincent Herbert, Tamar and Vince, the hit reality series. Also, the Braxton Family Values, which with the rest of her sisters, along with Tony, they were to look at those things and the ratings of those shows and stuff to sit back and see, well, how could we implement this to create sales and generate sales, and how would this affect her sales? Because previously Tamar released the album years and years ago that didn't do too well, so they were looking at the pros and cons of the financial side. How could they grow from her project and singles, and to look at that and make a perspective of what they think she could potentially sell, and look at ratings and stuff generated to see what she would actually sell, and then after it actually sold to see what she actually did. um I think that business affairs were pretty pleased because Tamar's single went to number one immediately at the release, Love and War, and she generated, I mean, a substantial amount of sales. Her album sold well over 100,000 copies in the first few months. So I'm pretty sure that, they were happy and excited because it didn't take much money for her to produce this album, being that her husband is so well connected and the friends and family that join in to help her produce and write. So I'm pretty sure they were a little excited and happy about the outcome. Publicity. Publicity's job is mainly to, get the word out there, to get out that, this album is coming and it's the best, and, get up as much information about Tamar and her life as they possibly could for the people who didn't actually watch uh, the reality shows that she participated in that may not have known her. Their job was to get out to the public who she is, what she's about, and what she wanted to accomplish. And they heavily integrated a lot of her things from WeTV's reality series and really helped her a whole lot. And she really used that as a main fan base because her personality and stuff really drew a lot of people. I just felt as if they could have possibly um, put out to the people who did not watch the show more of her personality to get more people to draw into that didn't possibly know who she was. Maybe more press and press releases and maybe even video press release of her talking and things and her and her husband. I think they could have did more press on Tamar and who she really is outside of the WeTV campaign. Promotions job was to, get these singles to radio. Now, with that being said, they're supposed to get her, radio interviews and stuff, things of that nature to make sure that, the promo for her singles were together. So maybe even set up some talk show, you know, interviews and things of that nature. Again, I felt like with even the promotions team, they relied too much on the reality show and not more on her artistry. They use things like the talk shows at Essence, along with the We campaign and her sisters, and that they were coming out with another show, which kind of the shadowed her as a solo artist. They should have had more of a promotional campaign with her by herself, and also again more about her artistry and the song. Don't get me wrong; they did a very good job of getting her songs on radio and playing repeatedly. But it just they could have did more on the radio interview side outside of the Braxtons and more on just her as an individual artist. Uh, Here are my references. I hope that you enjoyed my podcast and thank you. Much appreciated.